It's the new Nintendo 64. So what's the big deal, and why is Toys R Us already sold out? We have the answers. Hi, you guys busy?
Could you believe this shit is sold out? Luckily I was able to get one. I'm kidding, of course. Time travel isn't real, and neither is time.
Shh! Don't worry, it's imaginary.
Like all great things to come out and highlight crucial moments in human history, the Nintendo 64 was one of the first to introduce the world to what 3D graphics were capable of.
You could zoom in, zoom out, change angles. Go anywhere you want to go, do anything you want to do. Here we go!
I know it doesn't look like much now, but back then this was groundbreaking stuff. With the advent of exploring a new dimension, an updated controller was needed to handle movement in a 3D space. So a brand new controller design was needed, and this is what they came up with.
But just how easy is it to play Nintendo 64? After all, the controller looks like it could be used on some kind of military jet. Well, we took the system to a Nintendo expert, my son.
Have you ever heard the phrase third leg? I think it was Nintendo who first coined the phrase. The graphical leap between Super Nintendo and Nintendo 64 is something we may never experience again.
Just a few years ago, this was state-of-the-art. Flat and two-dimensional. With Nintendo's 64-bit technology, it's a whole new game. Now Mario lives in...
Who are they? Okay, if you don't know who that one is or that one is, how about that one? Do you know who that one is?
Super Mario.
Not that it wasn't true prior to the release of the 64, but Mario became a household name and was recognizable by people all over the world and rivaled other popular characters at the time such as Mickey Mouse.
They'll pay for this.
As for the games I own for the system, it's not much, but I promise you I can play Tony Hawk Pro Skater until the sun explodes. All this talk reminds me of a game I've always wanted to play ever since watching the commercials.
You're gonna be fast! Ah! Missed him!
And you better be good.
Ah!
Great pictures. That's the name of the game in Pokemon Snap. You can go to a participating Blockbuster store, print out your best shots, grab an entry form, and mail it to Nintendo's Take Your Best Shot contest. The best shot wins an Australian safari.
Do you ever see commercials with a contest and think about it years later? Like, who is the lucky kid who managed to take the best photo in Pokemon Snap and win the grand prize? Fortunately, I found the winner. Well, the runner-up. Popular Dota 2 player Sir Action Slacks.
A couple weeks go by, I look in my fucking mailbox. Nintendo of America sends me a letter. They say, Jacob, you have scored the highest points possible in Pokemon Snap. You win! However, there are 4 other kids around the world that have also taken the same picture. We have to do a tiebreaker. So the tiebreaker is write us an essay without your parents' help about how much you love Pokemon and what you would do if you were on Pokemon Island. Easy shit! Weeks go by. Every day I wake up and check PokemonSnap.com looking for the results. Toshiro Yakanara, the winner. Feel real sad looking down the page. Jacob Canner did not submit essay. Run over to my dad's room. He put it in his drawer. It's been in that drawer since the day I wrote it, and I ran up to Dad and I said, Why? Why didn't you mail my essay, Father? And he looks at me and he says, you weren't gonna win.
Now, the article that took me down this rabbit hole from the website Sora News 24 reported that online users pointed out some inconsistencies in the story, and in fact, the screenshot from the official Pokemon Snap website does not list Sir Action Slack's real name on the page whatsoever. So there you have it. Some asshole kid named Kevin from Colorado in fact won the trip to Australia. Others won cash, digital cameras, and a Game Boy Color. Wait a minute, if I may go on a side tangent for a bit, the first video game system I ever owned was a Game Boy Color. My mom bought it with 2 games, The Simpsons Night of the Living Treehouse of Horror and Pokemon Yellow. The system itself was the same system shown in the commercials, a special edition Pokemon Yellow Game Boy Color, featuring Pikachu, Togepi, and Jigglypuff on the screen. But some kid stole it from me in school, and I've never been the same since. So I'd like to take this opportunity now and say, please give it back.